Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my October wrap up and my November TBR. I do not currently have a little TBR drive that's all cute and fancy, so I am going to just be hand picking them. Next month I will be making it a mission of mine to create a TBR jar and pull from that. So if you have any prompts you want me to put in there, drop them in the comments because I don't even know where to start with that. But
you know just what you do to me.
Anyways, let's dive into what I read in the month of October. We have 5 books. The first book I read in October was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This book was so good, definitely a 5-star for me. This is about a woman named Adeline who makes a deal with a god of sorts, and it obviously goes horribly wrong, and it takes about 300 years for someone to actually remember her. The concept of this book is amazing. The execution of this book is amazing in my opinion. I do know that some people struggle with the pacing of this book, but it's definitely worth it. I will 10 out of 10 always recommend this book. So this was the first book I read, and it started with the 5-star, so off to a great start. So the second book I read in October is One Last Rainy Day by Stewart. I do not have the physical copy of that book. It is a part of this series, and I love this series. One Last Rainy Day, I believe I rated that one, 4 stars. I did enjoy it. The only reason it's even that low, because I love this series so much, is because it is a prequel to this, so I knew a lot that was going to happen during that book. So sometimes I just struggle a little bit when I know what's going to happen, but it was still very good. I love Dom. I love reading about Dom, so I would read it all over again if I like knowing what I know now. So yes, very good. The third book I read in October is Verity by Colleen Hoover. This one I rated a 4.25. It was a really good time. It was definitely kept me on my toes, and when I was not reading this book, I was thinking about this book. So I would definitely recommend it. This book is about 2 authors, and one is a best-selling author and the other one is a struggling author, really. And the best-selling author's husband ends up hiring the struggling author to come and finish his wife's series because she's unable to. And she comes in and just starts figuring out disturbing stuff. And again, just tons of twists and turns. Very good. I would definitely recommend this book. It was a good time. Okay, the 4th book I read in October is Magic Hour by Kristin. I rated this book 4 stars, but it's a very good, just heartwarming story. It's about a little girl that shows up in town. They call her the Wolf Girl. She doesn't speak. She was found in a tree. She had a little wolf with her. A therapist ends up coming to town to try to help her be able to speak and like tell her story, and they end up creating a really awesome bond. It's a sweet story, heartwarming for sure. I picked this book up really because it's by Kristin. I love her. I am trying to make my way through all of her books, so this was part of it, but I would recommend. It was a good time, very sweet. The 5th and final book that I read, that I finished in October, I should say, is A First Time for Everything. I rated this book a 3.75. It was a good time. It was just kind of a basic little romance story, so it was nothing like super crazy. I don't know if I'll remember it or if it will really stick with me, so that's the only reason it's rated below a 4, but it was still a good time, and I'm not sure that I would recommend it though. I don't know, I'll have to think on that. But yes, this is the final book that I finished in the month of October. I kind of had a slow month. It was super busy for us, so I actually started 3 other books that I did not get to finish during the month of October, so we'll talk briefly about those. I obviously do not have a rating for them because I have not finished them, but just mentions, I guess. Filthy Rich Vampire, I am probably 60% through this one. It's very good so far. I love me some vampires, so typically if it has vampires in there, you can count me in and I will probably have a good time. So yes, I will definitely be finishing this one in November. And then Burning Daylight, I am probably like 70% through this one, something like that. This book is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Super cute so far. It is too long. I can already tell you that. That will be part of my rating. It is 500 pages, over 500 pages, so a little too long. But I bought it for obvious reasons, in my opinion. Is it's super pretty. Sprayed edges are super pretty. He has tattoos. They're just gorgeous. I love the cover. Love, love, love. So I'm excited to finish this one. I will also be finishing it in November. This one. There's nothing wrong with this book. I haven't even read enough of it to give any opinion at all. I did love the first book in the series, 1,000 Broken Pieces is this one, but 1,000 Boy Kisses is the first one. I did love that one, but I started this one and realized I just wasn't really in the mood for it, so I did soft DNF this one. I'm not sure if I will get to it in October, but I'm not sure I will get to it in November, but we will see. Yes, so those are the books that I've read or started in October, and now we will get into my TBR for
Never cutting you, my heart's more than a toy. Please go away.
Okay, so now that I have shocked my bookshelves and picked out some books, let's talk about what I picked for my November TBR. I am super excited. All of these books I'm excited for, or have been anticipating them, or I just got them. I'm trying to be better about when I buy books, reading them sooner than later, because some of these have been on my shelves for years and I have not even thought about picking them up. So the first one, good example, just bought this one, talked about it in my first video, The Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder. I am super excited about this one. I think it's super pretty, super cute. I want to read it while it's still fall-esque outside. So this book is about Avery and Saga. Avery is Faye, living in London. She's there to try to help get people off the track of figuring out that there's Faye, and she becomes neighbors with Saga. She ends up revealing to Saga somehow that Faye exists, and so Saga's trying to navigate that as she's going through all this horrible stuff in her life. She is starting to get back into witchcraft and just trying to reconnect with life, humanity, all that type of stuff. And Avery ends up figuring out that the crime that she's working after is somehow could affect Saga, and hasn't had a friend in many, many, many years, 200 years to be exact. So she's going to do everything she can to protect her. I'm super excited for this one. Like I said, super pretty. There's art in it. We love that. Sold. The second book I want to read in November is Firefly Lane. Kristin Hannah, like I said, I'm working really hard on making my way through all of her books. I also want to watch a show with my friends, so we are all working on reading this book at the moment, and it's highly anticipated for me. I think this one might be a 5-star, so can't wait to get into this one. This is about two friends who have been friends for 30 years, end up going through a little hard patch, betrayal, all that stuff. And I guess this is just walking through those 30 years with them. And yeah, I love a good book about friendship. I love a Kristin Hannah book. I love a book that can make you cry. And from my understanding, this book is all of that. So can't wait to get my hands on this one. Okay, so book number 3 for November is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. The trailer for this movie just came out, and chef's kiss, it looks so good. I cannot wait to read this book. I've wanted to read it far longer than I even knew that a movie was coming out for it. So this is a perfect example of a book sitting on my shelf and waiting for me to read it while I'm finally getting to it. This book is about a woman, and she ends up going to prison for 5 years over a mistake. And when she comes back, she tries to reconnect with her daughter, and everybody in the town is shutting her out and making her life difficult when it comes to reconnecting with her daughter and just living her life in general. She ends up becoming good friends with someone in town, and they get a connection. So yeah, I'm super excited for this one. Also, cannot wait for the movie. Okay, so the fourth and maybe final book on my November TBR will be Heartstopper. I have heard so many good things about this. I've never read anything like this. Super cute. I also just bought this one and talked about this one in my first video. I cannot wait to get my hands on it and read it. This one is about a boy named Charlie and a boy named Nick. Charlie is the sweet boy in school, and Nick is the jock. He plays rugby, and Charlie ends up catching feelings for Nick, and he thinks it won't go anywhere because Nick is a jock and he's not. And then Nick ends up catching feelings of his own, and they're navigating that. So I'm super excited for this. I'm pretty excited for November's TBR. Here is the stack. Thinking maybe about having my husband come in here and try to pick another book for me. These are already November hopefuls because if I'm being completely honest with you, my life is super busy. Okay, I have 3 kids, crazy chaos all the time, and a job. So I will have him come in here and pick one, and we will see what he picks. I'm waving him in here and he waves back. Hi. Alright, I'm gonna have you pick a book for my November TBR. Okay, everybody, this is my husband,
Hello.
Daryl.
Hi.
He will be picking one book for my November TBR. One, yes.
Oh, easy on me, babe. Send message after message. Forward my calls.
I picked Unchained because I like Django Unchained. So, and it's volume 1.
Okay, so now my 5th book for my November TBR will be Unchained. I'm pretty sure this is another vampire book. So yes, this is another vampire book. I'm super excited for that. This is about a man named a vampire named Dayton, and he craves human blood. So after being held captive and a blood slave to a female vampire, he escapes and goes to the nearest blood bank to try to curb his hunger. And he ends up running into a lady named Erin, and stuff goes from there. She ends up wanting to protect him. We have a good little vampire romance here, so I'm super excited for that. So now, this is our November TBR, plus the books that I have to finish from October. So I'm quite excited for this lineup here. And I hope you stick around for some reading vlogs for all these. But if you could do me a big favor and like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm working really hard on growing this channel, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Drop a comment if you made it this far with whatever your favorite emoji is. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you next time.
Like nothing happened.